Who wants to ride a sled with stock graphics? Not us. Use SledSend 4 for 20% off a discount on Arctic FX graphics. They'll bring your vision to life with hundreds of designs and endless customization options. Your sled will stand out whether you're on the trail or in the backcountry. So hit the link in the description and customize your wrap and use SledSend 4 for 20% off at checkout. SledSend listeners, welcome back to the next episode of the SledSend podcast. Be sure to check out the description. Bunch of discounts from some killer companies in there. And without further ado, we've got two of our athletes. We've got Kobe and we've got Jose on this episode.
Hello.
And then our special guest is Robin with Truckboss Decks.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome.
Robin, how's it going?
Awesome. You know, it's great being at Haydays. And I tell everybody, if you just have a chance, put it on your bucket list because it's unbelievable. It's Disneyland for
I would agree.
snowmobile people.
Yes.
And
it's like
for men of all ages. Doesn't matter. Right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's awesome.
Like Disneyland and Christmas combined, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good time.
Hypes you up for Christmas, and it's fun no matter where you go.
Yeah,
for sure. And if you're a younger guy, just get in your truck, drive out, pull down there in the cornfield, and
you'll be just fine.
Throw a sleeping bag out.
Yeah,
right?
you'll be just fine.
You can do it cheap.
Yep, absolutely. So speaking of jump in your truck and drive, that's all it took you, right?
Yeah, for sure. So
how many hours?
Well, I call it 4 days.
Where are you coming from?
So out by Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
So Sandy, Oregon is where Truckboss is. That's where we manufacture everything, put everything together, and then we ship all over the world. But the trip out is just long. I think total hours is in the 30, 32. And so when you try to break that up into even 2 days, it's just brutal.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot.
Get after it. It's fun.
You only live once.
Yeah.
You only live once.
How many years you been coming to Haydays?
So this is our 5th year at Haydays. And, because we have a truck, you guys get to fly on an airplane, and I can't really, like I told Jose, I can't really, fly my truck. He gave me all kinds of ideas. So
we've got a solution. You give Elon Musk a little time, he might figure something out for you.
Yeah, you know it.
We have any military friends that they like haul the tanks in and stuff?
To the base.
Load Truckboss up on one of them.
There you go.
On a train, dude.
Land it out in a cornfield out here.
Yeah, C-130. There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hell
for sure.
Parachuted down.
Yeah. Well, cool. Robin, let's talk a little bit about Truckboss. So how long have you owned Truckboss for?
So I've owned Truckboss. Well, I was a dealer for Truckboss down here in the United States for, since all the way back to 2013.
How long has Truckboss been?
So its inception, its idea came about in 2008. And then it took about 3 years of R&D and putting it together and engineering to come up with what it is, right? And so then its first year of sales were probably 2010 to 2011.
Okay.
Anytime you have a brand new company, you kind of have some hiccups, which we can see it here too, right? Yeah. It's like, but then after that, it really started to refine and got pretty good. So then in 2018, because Truckboss was Canada, up in Edmonton, Alberta. Mm-hmm. And so, but I had done a good job down in the States, selling Truckboss out primarily in the Northwest and a little bit into the Midwest too. And so the owner wanted to retire, and I thought, well, crap, if you retire, I'm out of a job. So
Not good.
Yeah, right. So, we did a little bit of arm twisting for about 6 months, and I was able to buy the company and bring it down to Oregon. So the cool thing is everything, even when it was in Canada, is built in the U.S., and it's still built in the U.S.
Yep.
So it's great to see that, to have a product that, somebody can say, hey, where'd that come from? I'm like, Georgia, Detroit, Alexandria, Minnesota, doesn't matter. Everything's built here.
Yep. Yeah, that was one of the coolest things. So, what was it, a month ago now?
Yeah.
Almost, I think. I drove down and hung out with you for a few hours, and you took me through everything, and I was overwhelmed with knowledge and information.
Right. It's kind of like, drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah. So the fact that everything is in the U.S. is is pretty cool.
Are you from down there in Oregon where the plant is, or where?
So no, originally I was born and raised in Bozeman, Montana.
Okay.
So I think that's probably where I got my love of snowmobile. I'd sit on my dad's 1969 Arctic Cat Panther and fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
And that was the old days, old school,
Exactly,
right?
no joke.
Yeah, and then the college years, nobody has any money, so
You're doing what you can.
yeah. But then once I got more of a modern sled, dude, then it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
It took me some years though. I think about it. I tell this to younger guys too. You might not be able to start off, with a 25 turbo. But just build yourself there. There's some freaking great deals on sleds right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, grab a 16 or 17, whatever.
Axis 850 or something that rips.
And
it's
and then just try to build that up, because once you have that, if you have that paid for, it's worth, $5,000 or whatever. Then the next year you don't have to come up with 12 grand. You might only come up with 3 or 4 to just keep upping it. And it took me a while too to do that, to get into a sled that, now I try to do new every year.
Right. Yeah. So let's just dive right in and get in the trenches. What sets Truckboss apart from any others? Correct me if I'm wrong in this statement, but I believe you told me it's the only deck that's not welded.
Yeah, that I know of. Now, some of the other manufacturers, they'll use some extruded parts, but then it's welded together. So then you have a very fixed thing. Now, why that's better, blah, 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 right? Why it's better. If you think about how a truck moves going down the road, potholes, things like that, it's very dynamic,
Flexing,
right?
yep.
It's moving all different ways. Well, welds are pretty stiff and pretty brittle. So the way that ours is all pressed together, it allows for some dynamic movement of the deck, and they just last a long time, right?
Yep.
You don't have the problems with it jumping around in the bed, with turnbuckles or things like that. And then, so I'd say that's number one is probably the full extrusion. Then number two is dry and secure storage. And you guys, it's a game changer.
Yep.
Think about it. If you're traveling, you're going to be, where's your gear go? If you need to carry your chains, you need to carry, tow straps, your tools, things like that.
Cameras.
And just, all your camera gear. And it needs, you want it to be dry and secure. Because if you're going to stop at the local pizza joint, you don't want your stuff to just walk away that's in the back. So I'd say that. So extruded aluminum, dry secure storage, and then adaptability. Come on. I know if you've seen some of our stuff, it's the same deck that hauls snowmobiles, it hauls jet skis, it hauls side-by-sides, it hauls motorcycles, Harley Davidsons.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else is dragging Harleys up there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about that concept, because when I was there, that was one of those things I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that you could do all these things. And we kind of had mentioned that it's kind of built in the sense, and you have all of these accessories to where you can leave the deck in all year.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Like you can apply it for so many different things. So talk a little bit about, like you say Harley, right? Like break down for the listeners and viewers, like the process of how you get a Harley or even like your jet skis and stuff up on top of that. Talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. So what we have is it's an accessory. So it's the same deck that you're going to have on, for your snowmobile or your sled deck. We just have an accessory that can be added to that deck. And it's called a flex loader. And the flex loader is, imagine just a cart that's on the ground. So whether you're loading a Harley Davidson or it's, partially off the ramp and you're loading a jet ski, it's the same cart. And that's hooked to a winch that just winches it up onto the deck and into its own catch system, kind of like a hook truck. Mm-hmm. So same concept. And then when you're not hauling motorcycles or jet skis, that just stays in the garage and you just run your snowmobile up onto the deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. Did you realize that they did all that?
I did not, no. A jet ski, I could see a Harley somehow getting pulled up on there, but a jet ski, I'd have to see pictures or something.
Put it in the water.
Yeah, just to see it. I'm like, that's got to look crazy, is it?
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here at Haydays, and I'm standing here with Dayton from Albany Lodge, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what they have to offer.
Hey guys, so we're a certified Polaris Adventures outfitter located in Albany, Wyoming. We have 13 cabins and 9 hotel rooms. We offer a fleet of sleds in the winter for rent as well as in the summer of side-by-sides. If you guys are looking to do something a little bit different, we offer guiding, fishing guides, all of the above. At the end of the day, get dirty, get tired, stop in the bar and grab a drink, get bites to eat, have a good time.
Heck yeah, and be sure to use SledSend 4 for 15% off the lodging and their entire rental fleet, whether you're here for the winter to ride sleds or in the summer for side-by-side.
Is there like a divot for the jet ski, or how does it?
Yeah. So with it being a cart, you know, picture a boat trailer, has bunks. So the bunks just act like a boat trailer, and then it just goes up and onto the deck. Now loading, you come back. What I do is I bring the truck back to where I'm 5 feet from the water's edge on a boat ramp, or you could do it on a river or whatever. And then we have a pushback system that just is it's really simple. It's a linear actuator with a remote, and it just pushes it back till it hits its tip point. When it tips, then gravity just takes it down, and you just take it down into the water only, 2-3 feet, and then unhook the bow eye, and it just slides off.
Yep.
And then you're riding.
That's so slick.
Yeah, that is pretty neat.
Yeah, and the big thing is that dry storage underneath. Once everything's put back together, you go and park it wherever, and it's dry, and you have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
and you were telling me too that you have a lot of people in the commercial space that utilize those decks because the security of with all their tools and stuff.
Yeah.
And you've got the drawer that pulls out. That's probably one of my favorite features.
That's for sure probably my favorite feature too, is because I absolutely hate, on top of combined with your water seal, keeping everything dry and secure underneath. Nothing's worse than sticking your gear in the bed of your truck. You get to the snow park, it's cold, it's dumping on you. You're just trying to get dressed and get ready. Now I got to climb into the back of a wet bed.
That sucks.
To get my stuff out. I hate it.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
What's this drawer you guys talking about?
So it's just it's called our Smart Box. So it's just a roll-in, roll-out drawer. It's a tray that you put all your gear in, and then you don't have like your problem where stuff jams all the way to the front because you had to slam on your brakes at a red light. And it just makes access a lot easier.
Yeah.
So imagine the bed of the deck, right? Then you've got your 4 posts where the deck is.
Yeah, we're always sliding crap underneath.
Yeah, so that whole space in the center there, it's just a drawer.
Yeah.
And you can
kind of
pull it
like
all the way out.
them, they have those toolboxes that they put, and then you slide them back out or whatever, kind of something like that. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And then on the commercial space too, we're really big with contractors. In fact, we'll sell decks to contractors because they want to have the ability to haul all their tools and have them with them every day.
Yeah.
So they don't have to unload their tools at night or things like that. And then we have our pack boxes, which are the boxes that go up on the side. Search and rescue guys, sheriff, DNR, those guys like it because now they have lockable storage for whatever, tools, gear that they need to put there. So fire, we have a fire apparatus that turns it into a Class 6 or Class 7 brush truck. With water storage pumps, things like that. So that's why I'm saying, we go way beyond just a sled deck.
Yeah.
But
is it a welding deck too? You got welders strapped to that thing? What else you got?
I mean, whatever you want to
hitting the white collar. He's like, hey, man.
Yeah.
You want to feed your hay bales off of there? Come on.
Yeah. So the fun thing is we have integrated winches with them too, right? So the winches, can pull things up and down. And I think the coolest thing that I ever heard about somebody winching up onto the deck was a guy in Maine that shot a moose. And he used the winch.
I bet that was so nice. Heck
He's like, dude, I was able to load this moose easier than if I just had a truck.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where you're like, you didn't know that's what you built it for, but it's what you built it for.
You know
came in use.
Yeah, you know it for
Absolutely.
sure. And all of that is it's a super great product. It's all built here. There's there's a lot to it, but what I really enjoy is just being able to get out. It's fast, it's easy. You throw your gear in and take off. I know you guys travel, right?
Yeah.
I travel too, so I've been able to, I've been able to ride just all over, and just it's great. It's fabulous. You can park at condos, even snooty places like
McCall.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. We know where everybody in the snowmobiling industry knows you can't park anywhere in McCall. And sled decks are the best thing if you got one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
It's I mean, on top of having the weight of the sleds and the deck and everything in the bed of your truck, it keeps you glued to the road. You don't have to. Me personally, I don't like pulling the trailer up when the roads are nasty, so I'd rather have that deck with a couple sleds in the back of the pickup, and I'm good to go. Let's roll.
For sure.
So speaking of traveling, the two of you have a riding spot in common.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oof.
He considers it his honey hole.
Oh, it's a secret though, right?
Yeah, we don't like to talk about it. It's over there. You know where it's at. It's over there on the northeast border. Over there. Nobody knows about it.
Northeast border of Utopia.
Yeah. Exactly. I call it Whoville. Right on the edge of Whoville.
Yeah. You can go down into that drainage.
Yeah, it's got 2 restaurants in town, two stores right across from each other.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Killer riding, man. That's my favorite place ever.
That is.
You went there couple times this last season, didn't you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of call that my home spot, and it's still a ways away from where we live, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I have some family that lives out there, so it's pretty sweet.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then snow right around New Year's, and then that first couple of weeks of January was good, and then it kind of sucked. I think it sucked for everybody, right?
It was like. We're I don't know, what are we, 3.5 hours away?
Yeah.
Somewhere right in there. Yeah. So it's like we can get there if we want quickly, but that's what it was like. I think there was 2 snows, and it was like get behind it, or else the next 3 days it was like hot, melted, nothing.
Yeah. So I'm super hoping
that
this winter's not going to be dumb.
Yeah, I'm hoping that
we don't need winter in
us
May.
and everybody else.
Yeah.
No, the predictions. I mean, I don't know how much you follow the predictions, but all the things are saying that Oregon's supposed to have a extra deep snow year. So
for sure,
I kind of feel like. I mean, I don't know if there's science to back this up, but I feel like after a really gnarly fire season, the following winter is deep.
Well, and all the clouds got a lot of stuff in them. They got to release it.
That's a conversation for Shay. He nerds out on that stuff, but I feel like that's been a pattern. And Oregon had
for sure
horrible fire season this year.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So one of the things that we found is, and this is what's fun about having a truck and just a deck, like you said about pulling a trailer in crappy weather. Whenever we hear a winter storm warning, we take off, right? Because just like on the back side of that, you take off, you got nasty traffic or nasty roads, but you get there, it's usually a day or 2 after, boom, you got sunny skies and deep.
But it's usually on like a Wednesday or something.
Yeah,
so you
for
gotta
sure.
You got to be able to kill that week job or whatever.
Well, see, there you go. So
off.
Start as younger guys, jump onto wildland firefighting. Work your butt off all summer, and then just ride all winter.
Yep,
that's what I do.
Tom's trying to do.
Yeah,
I'm a crop duster, so we're good for 7-8 months, or whatever. So we work our butts off for 4 of those. The next 4 we kind of do our ins and outs, and then winter times it's like no crops are growing, so
that's perfect.
I'm good to go. I got cows to take care of, but other than that, that's another story.
That's signature Kobe. You get that text on Tuesday at like midnight. Hey man, we're going out here tomorrow. You guys want to roll?
Everybody's like, dude. We all got jobs.
We just dumped a foot in the mountains. Let's go for a night ride. Oh, I want to go, and I'm like, I tell my boss to get lost and let's go. It's wintertime, boys.
Is that right?
Robin, do you have any? So this episode will probably come out November-ish. So I don't know what you're publishing on social and on the internet between now and then. Yeah. But is there some secrets and stuff that you can reveal as far as like what's new this year for Truckboss, or what do you guys got going on?
Well, a lot of things that have developed, and what we're always trying to do is come out with just things that make it easier to load your sled, haul your sled, things like that. This year, last year we had the pack boxes that came out, so that was pretty cool. This year, we're kind of more focusing back on just sled deck, especially for Haydays, right?
Yeah.
So, we can do a lot of things, and it's super cool and that, but we also have just a sled deck, right? And it's the same deck. It just doesn't have boxes and winches and all the other stuff. You can get that on any of them, but and our prices, I mean, dude, as we know, the economy sucks. The deals are out there. I mean, it's a shitty time to sell something, but it's a great time to buy something. So I just encourage that, if you're looking for deals, it's now.
Yeah, absolutely. Jose, you thinking of something?
I'm just thinking, like how we were saying earlier about getting young guys, coming out and parking in the cornfield. They'll get you a Truckboss, throw a mattress in that smart box, and tell everybody to push you in.
Push you in.
Lock that truck.
Yeah.
Have fun getting out. That'd be a wild story.
He's even got a little better hack that I think you just tried to sell it, didn't you? The rooftop tent over the cab.
Oh yeah. No, that's awesome. Oh, that is new. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started making roof racks for trucks. Pretty simple, not terribly expensive. And you can bolt anything to it. You can bolt lighting up there, gear storage, and rooftop tents. And what's kind of cool about a rooftop tent with a deck, you don't even need a ladder. So if you get the kind that, and we don't sell rooftop tents, but if you get the kind that just opens like a triangle, yeah, boom, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And that's year round, right? So you could have that up there for summer. Now you're not sleeping on the dirt or the rocks. And I actually did Jackson Hole climbs and stayed in a rooftop tent a couple years ago. So it was nice. 17 degrees and blizzarding, sleeping in a harvest host, and all of a sudden all the snow plows came out. It's just noisy.
Yeah.
Nobody slept.
Oh. Well, we
Didn't do that again.
Maybe get a hotel.
We have a mutual friend who actually put you and I into touch that utilized that tent. Was it last year at Haydays? Or the year before?
Yeah.
Smasher?
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I called him. I'm like, hey, dude, do you need me to bring the tent for you to stay? He didn't really commit. So I'm like, nah, I'm leaving it home.
He's crashing in the Airbnb with us.
Oh,
Has he woken up yet?
I don't know. He pulled in at we were all asleep. I don't know, 1 or 2 o'clock last night.
Right.
And then I think he was taking off to go to Roseau to check out the Polaris headquarters for today.
Sweet.
So.
Hey, it's Robin Cook with Truckboss Decks. Just wanted to show off our 8-foot Truckboss. It's 100% aluminum, made in America. You never have to take it off in the summertime. A year-round use, dry and secure storage underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. And be sure to use SledSend 4 on the website for 5% off to upgrade your adventure with Truckboss decks.
But yeah, shout out to Smasher.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how this all got teed up. So you've been working with him, what were you saying, like 11 years or something?
Forever. Yeah. And you know what's great, and I'll tell this to a lot of people. Smasher has been just rock solid, and there's been a bunch of people, for ambassadors or sponsored athletes that, you stick with your crew and your brands. And Smasher's definitely one that has done that forever.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, that's great. From a business standpoint, we appreciate it. We appreciate what you guys do, and when you stick into it, that it just really helps.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, kind of brought up a question that we got asked last night. How important are those personal relationships with your sponsored athletes and ambassadors?
Yeah, they're fabulous. In fact, Julianne Chapman. As I drive back, we're meeting her in Spokane to put a new deck on her truck.
Oh, nice.
She's been great. I mean, they've all been great. Ashley up in Alaska, and they've been around for a long time, and it is important to us because the calls that I get are going to be like, yeah, I saw Ross Robinson, right? And, I watched his video and I saw Julie and, I did a clinic with her, Smasher, how you came about, right? And dude, that's huge. I mean, it's a lot bigger than just me saying, hey, look at my widget. Yeah. It's really cool and it does this and that, right? But, when you have people behind it that really help you out, it's awesome. So keep that in mind, guys. Yeah, right. For sure.
Stay loyal. Yeah. Stay loyal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's actually where I saw your guys' decks for the first time was Ross did that video.
Yeah.
When he left BBA and was at home and he had his Truckboss up on his truck. And
wasn't that great?
Dude, it was a good
video.
video.
We super appreciate, everything Ross has done. David McKinney with 509, he's, he's running our decks and they're great. I mean, I can call them up or send them an email and be like, hey, I need a picture, in the summertime, and so they usually feel that out and it goes straight into our marketing and our website and everything that we can do there.
Yep. Well, I'm super stoked to be working with you.
Yeah, us too, for sure. For sure.
I'm excited. But yeah, it was like I said, I came down there a month ago and prior to that I hadn't really been around Truckboss decks very much and I just was like blown away at all of these different things that you offer for these decks. I mean, it's pretty crazy how much you guys put together.
Yeah, thanks.
So.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been fun, just and the big thing too is I'm also a rider.
Right.
So I'm using it and I'm like, hey, I want to take my Triumph on a trip. My wife and I hooked up an RV. We took our Can-Am 850 and jammed down to southern Utah in May and rode Gooseberry Mesa, Peekaboo Canyon, down on Grand Escalante. And we're just, cruising around on a four-wheeler, right? Yeah. But having the four-wheeler up there pulling an RV trailer, you don't even know it's there. Just same with a sled. You don't even really know it's there. Still can pull a trailer.
Yep.
And so just learning all the things that it can do is fabulous.
Yeah. Well, didn't you just was it the Snake River?
Yeah. Yeah, just took 2 jet skis out there.
Jet skis and a trailer and stuff too for
freaking little gas pigs.
Well, it's that river or that thing's moving so fast. Were you trying to go upstream or?
Oh yeah. Well, we were on the reservoir part, so
gotcha.
above Hell's Canyon Dam. But I have a 17-year-old boy that runs the first one out of gas by 11, and
he likes that throttle.
Goes gets the other one and runs it out of gas too.
Yeah. I used to love to do that to my dad.
Oh yeah.
Like, Dad's out of gas.
Yeah. Hey, can I get the other one now?
Yeah.
He's like, what am I supposed to ride? I'm like, I don't know. Figure it out.
Fill that one up.
I'm gonna go ride this one.
Fill that one up. It'll be fun.
That's a you problem, Dad.
Right? Yeah. And I think as a dad, we just do it because, dude, it happens so fast.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of some sledding stuff, what's your schedule like? Obviously, winter is busy for Truckboss as well, but like, are you going to be able to get out quite a bit and ride?
Oh yeah,
this upcoming
for
season.
Sure. So that I've been in doing it long enough to where we have some systems set up. So I still try to be available, right? So feel free to dial that phone number. If I'm riding, it'll ring on my cell phone. Yeah. And I'll try to answer it. I might not get you forever, right? Yeah. But I'll try to do that. And so I really try to do every other weekend.
Okay.
Right? And then some big trips. We do one that we call Chase of Snow. And Chase of Snow is awesome. So it's just our big group of guys. We don't know where we're going. We only know when. So what I do is I put a pin in the Oregon, Idaho, Washington border, right there around Hell's Canyon, right? Go 250 miles in a circle. And we call that our area. Gotcha. Then we just watch forecasts, right? So about 10 days out, we'll see where the snow depths are, and then we just pick it and go. Usually grab a VRBO or a hotel or something like that. So we've gotten to ride, Stanley, Idaho, McCall. We were down in Utah, rode Seeley Lake, Montana, Big Sky, Bozeman, Olson Creek up the Bridgers. So I've been lucky, and that's one part that I just love about my job is I can go out. Because even if I'm out in the snow park, people are like, hey, dude, can I just look at your truck? It's like, yeah, come on. Right.
And you're like, I'm working.
I am. Well, I tell my wife that. It's like, sorry, hon, I got to work.
I got to go. Where do you got to go? Work. I got to go product test. Yeah, I got to go.
Yeah, for sure, awesome. Right? Yeah, so we'll try to do a couple of big trips for sure.
We should try to maybe link up with you when we head to our little spot over there northeast. Yeah, that'd be pretty easy for us to.
For sure.
Which way? What do you go, like Bend and then up and through Prineville and then over that way, or do you go clear to the river and then over
past Hermiston on your way there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go right through Hermiston.
Right. Yeah. So that's where SledSend. They're all from Hermiston right there, and then I'm from Heppner. Oh, Heppner, a little tiny town.
Yeah, so
foot of the blues.
We at the Morrow County OHV Park. We do a trip there every year for motorcycles. And,
yeah.
ATV. It's a big family trip.
Yep,
it's beautiful.
Yep, that's our
your
backyard. Yep, home for everything there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I ride the blues a little bit, and we got Four Corners Snowmobile Club is what it's called there and stuff. And it's more or less trails, but it's that's where we go on like the Wednesday, Tuesday nights, and they get a foot of snow, and then we watch the weather. Okay, let's go over to the honey hole. Let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So unfortunately, from now until 5, we're booked back to back. So we're reaching our 30-minute mark. But good. I feel that there's future for another episode. We'll come down to the warehouse and do another episode with you and some videos and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So I appreciate you jumping on, Robin. And at the end of these episodes, we always like to ask a question to the listeners and viewers, and then we clip it like for TikTok and Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So putting you on the spot.
Yep.
Is there something that you would like to ask the audience? It could be about decks. It could be about sleds. It could be whatever.
Gosh, okay. Let me jump into that to ask the audience. All right, and let's talk about decks because that's kind of what I do.
Sure.
What are the most important things that you find in a deck?
Perfect.
What would that
let
be?
us know in the comments below.
Yeah, because that helps us too as a business, right?
Feedback. Yep.
Because they're like, yeah, I don't care about nothing, but
But
just
the
getting it up
tide.
there. Yeah. Right. So what's most important? And then that's let's keep it simple.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, cool. Robin, thank you for jumping on. We
absolutely.
appreciate
Pleasure
it.
to meet you, Robin.
Yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah, we'll
For
get you
sure.
on another one
Thanks.
later this season.
Awesome.
Heck yeah,
Cool.
maybe
SledSend.
Pine Valley Lodge or Billy Bob.
Yeah. SledSend listeners, thank you guys for tuning in on this episode, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.